Hey, everybody. Listen, welcome into the building. You know what today is. Today is Tuesday, and we're here for our Love and Marriage Huntsville Reunion Part 2 recap. I will say this to y'all. Don't forget, hit that like button. But I will say this to y'all. Out of the reunions, all the reunions, I gotta say, hands down, this is one reunion where I don't mind that there's three parts. This is one reunion worth our time, okay? This is one reunion. Well, finally, we're getting down to the stuff, okay? They giving us everything we wanted to give us in a reunion, and they're not playing any games. A lot of these reunions, they be having 3 or 4 parts, and we be sitting to ourselves saying, why? Why are they having like all of these parts to the reunion? And at the end of the day, it could have been done in 2 parts. For this particular one, I will definitely say it is worth every moment of me watching. It's giving us our whole life. We're going to welcome a stranger. Got stranger danger, okay? A stranger into the building. Hey, Canelo. Hold on one second.
What
Hey,
is going on, Diva? What's going on, chat? How's everybody?
how you doing?
Well, that's a whole long story, but we ain't gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna talk
Yes,
about it, but it is a whole long story. But I's good at the point at this moment. So yeah, I'm really
yes.
good.
So thank you. Okay. Oh, and listen, let me tell you something. I wait till I bring everybody in the building, but I just gotta ask a question. Where the Whitlows at? But anywho,
Oh wait, before you bring everybody up, I want to answer that question. They saying that Tiffany is pregnant, so
no, she is.
they trying to say they want to use it as a storyline, so they don't want to bring them on because it was supposed to be a surprise.
Ain't
I
no
think that,
surprise when she on her Instagram
and
showing everything.
let me
Showing
tell you,
well,
I
hold
think
on,
she
Roy, and let
fired.
me bring everybody in the building. Hold on, everybody. Don't forget. The like button is your ticket into the train, and we're about to bring everybody in board our people. Hey,
And
Sebastian.
subscribe, and subscribe,
Yes, do that.
And
Do that,
subscribe
everybody. Do
because
that.
I am 73 subscribers away from 20K. Help the diva out. Hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed. Hey, Sebastian.
hey everyone, how
What's
are
going on,
you?
Sebastian?
Happy New Year to every one of the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast that I'm going to be disrespecting today, but it's okay.
Oh God.
Ah,
Oh
all
God.
right. Hey, Juanita.
Hi guys.
Hey, Miss Juanita.
Hello.
Hey, Auntie Robin.
Hey Diva, thank you for not letting Canelo take the train out the station before I got on.
I'm trying to tell you, right?
Hold on, wait.
I'm
That Miss
trying to tell
Auntie,
you, he
not Miss
acting up
Robin.
already. You listen, Robin. You can call security. He acting up already. Hey, E.
Hey everybody.
What is going on, E?
We're on the road to 20K.
We're on the road to 20K. Hey, Maria.
Hey
Listen, I was
Maria.
getting on this live because I'm making a playlist for this party that my family is having this weekend for our lovely
And I'm
boo.
and
But
I'm not
listen, I
invited.
had to hop on because no, you're not invited because we ain't seen you in about 50, 11 months, baby. People that got
You
pregnant,
you
had
is not
kids,
finna do
they done
me. No,
graduated,
we
they done
gotta
moved on and had a whole life. Where have you been, my friend? We have missed
we gonna
you.
have to talk. We gonna have to talk.
We're gonna have
I'm
to
not gonna
talk
do
because
it
I
on
miss my
here.
arguing buddy. I miss you,
Mm-mm.
friend. I'm so glad you came tonight.
I'm here. I'm here. I miss all the guys. It's just been look. It's just been. I can't discuss it here, but it's not bad. But it's. I don't want to take up Diva's time because you killed me.
You good.
So,
I just wanted to come and play with you for a second. You know I
well,
miss you,
that's fine.
friend.
I
I
mean,
come over to your channel and check on you every now and then. So I just wanted to come and say, hey,
I
I love you,
appreciate it.
buddy.
Love you too, my butt. You know I love your butt.
All right, so wait, Cassandra said just part three. We really don't need all that. Cassandra, no, this reunion is giving me my whole life. We do need three parts.
Mm-hmm.
This is one reunion where I'm okay with the three parts because it's going down on this
It,
reunion, especially because Carlos is about to perform and have a whole all in all out crying session. Okay, acting
Yep.
crazy.
Listen.
Most
Oh
I'm
my
telling
definitely.
God.
you. What's her name? Candace better send those triangles over there. Okay.
Diva, I'm gonna say this real quick and then I'm gonna hop off of here. I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you, like I said earlier,
Uh-oh.
I don't know I don't know if Melanie is the issue. I don't know who the problem is. But what I don't like is Carlos being a part of the cast as if he's not running the show. Like, sir, have several seats. You sit up here crying about Martell. Like, what does y'all got going on that you are really over here in boohoo and
I
tears?
thought them
Like,
jokes was for Kimmy.
Them was for Martell.
No, he's
I'm
crying about
concerned.
Martell.
We are so worried. Like,
Something he done
He's
sir,
to
too
him.
is this your
emotionally
coworker or
invested.
your man?
Right.
Like, I was so confused.
Right.
But
He thinks he's gonna get an Emmy. He's Carlos is trying to get an Emmy.
I need Carlos to be a host and a producer as he is
That
supposed
part.
to be. That is what I
Like,
need.
That
Well, it
part.
looks like he's getting
But I
ready to
love
clean the
y'all.
house.
okay, right here.
Bye.
Love
I
you
love
too.
you.
Make
Okay.
sure you follow me on Instagram so I can DM you.
Okay, yes.
Okay. All right, guys. So let's get into it. Welcome everybody. Welcome aboard. Okay, all
Good
aboard. We about to
morning.
pull this train out the station. Okay. I hope y'all all got your ticket and your ticket was stamped. We try not to have any turbulence on this train, okay? We try not to have any fights, and if we have fights, we will call security, okay? And Canelo, hold on tight because you got a passenger that's mad at you already because you tried to pull this train off without her, okay? You was being a little messy. Yes,
I
everybody,
know.
hit that like button. But let's get into this reunion part two, Love and Marriage Huntsville. And all I can say is, oh my, oh my, oh my. It went down at this reunion, okay? So we start out this particular one, and it's Kiki. Yeah, it's a whole circus. I'm trying to tell you, it's a whole full-blown circus with the clowns, the trapeze, and all of that. It's a circus, okay? So we start off this one, and Kiki's talking. Kiki's talking, okay? Kiki is saying now to her and Tisha are first cousins. This is not like a cousin of a cousin of a cousin. They're first cousins. And I will say this: Kiki, Miss Wanda and Tisha, those genes are strong. They look
Mm-hmm.
alike, okay? Strong genes, right? So Tisha pretty much was saying, that not Tisha, Kiki was pretty much saying that, Tisha knows that Marcel was cheating, or she caught him doing a little something, caught him with the booty pic in the phone, and he put hearts on the booty pic. Okay, he put hearts on the booty pic, and he responded. He responded to the booty pic. Okay, he said it was a nice little afternoon treat, so to speak, to see this picture of you and your booty. Okay. So, he said that. And so Tisha danced around that. And that's what she does when it comes to Marcel. She danced around the rumors. She said, and two is in my face. Well, girl, the picture was in your face. And what did you do with it? But anywho, that's what she said. Now, here's the thing with Kiki. We got a late border. Hey, Dr. Love. Kiki.
Oh, she's
Hey,
on
can
me.
you hear us?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, how you doing? Okay.
Hey, everyone.
Hey. So here's the
Hey.
thing with Kiki. This what got me emotional about Kiki. You said that Tisha was the first person you pretty much told that you were struggling with an addiction. You said Tisha took you to the rehab. We also learned that Marcel, when you was in trouble at night and all of that, he came by your side. So I feel that sometimes the good that people have done for you, it should trump the nonsense. And at the end of the day, when you got your cousin who took you to rehab, who has been rooting for you, who wants you to do well, and then you're gonna come up on the show, make buddies with her op, and pretty much, come against her. I have to say, I thought it was a little messy.
Uh-uh.
Now, wait, I'm coming to you, Sebastian. Let me just finish out this particular piece of it. Okay. And he said, no, this is exactly how Marcel replied. He said, a middays work surprise. Okay. So, Kiki tried to explain why she was hurt. And let me say this. Do I think, now listen, they messy, right? But we got to call a thing a thing. Do I think that Marcel went to Mel? Mel couldn't even really agree and say this, right? Do I think that Marcel and Tisa went to Mel and Martell and was being messy when they told her about Kiki? I do not, because even Martell had to sit there and pretty much say, no, he plead the fifth because he didn't want to go against his ex and his baby mama. He plead the fifth. He was like, honestly, I don't remember. You remember, Martell, and they didn't come to you messy. They was just coming to you. They was just coming to you to say, listen, be careful. You're letting her in your home, but we just want you to know that she had a struggle. Okay, let's just talk about that for 1 minute. Then listen, Miss Wanda wasn't having Kiki's mess. She was pissed at Kiki. Okay, she told Kiki, you don't do that to family. Call Kiki a liar. So I'm gonna start with you, Canelo, because we haven't seen you in a minute. What do you think about Kiki?
Okay, I now what Kiki did was messy. However, it was explained how Mel. I guess Mel wanted to put it out there that she known Kiki before she met Tisha, but we all do know she brought Kiki on the show to be messy. Now,
Uh-huh.
this is my issue. Now, Kiki should have saw that it was going to be, messy, and she should have gracefully bowed out. However, she really did not say anything to the detriment of Tisha. Now, Wanda always have something to say about that marriage. So how can Wanda be sitting up here telling Kiki you should be talking about family, but yet you're always in their marriage 24/7? How can she
Right.
sit here to be the
Right.
hypocrite and tell Kiki, oh, that's family. You don't do family like that. But she just turns around and says, well, Tisha, you know he's been cheated. I got the proof. Here's his back. I mean, come on. You can't sit here and the pot can't call the kettle black now. Kiki's wrong for what she did. I'm not saying that she's right.
Mhm.
Wanda, on the other hand, is wrong for everything that she done because she's the one that perpetuates this cheating scandal. And even Kiki even said, Tisha never said that Martha cheated. I said it, but she never said it. The problem now, not Kiki, but Tisha has the problem that she perpetuated this whole thing about him potentially cheating to Kiki. So how that's gonna look to everybody when it comes out that Marcel might have been cheating with this booty pic. Now she done told on herself because remember she's been denying that the man never cheated. I mean, I'm just saying you can't.
Okay. So hold on, let me go to Sebastian.
Go
Let the
ahead.
redeem say so said. If something ended up missing. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And they didn't tell Mel. All hell would have broken loose. I agree with you 100%. Sebastian, what about Kiki?
Kiki said nothing but the truth. And
Oh.
people need to make sure that they respect
That's right.
Kiki on this show.
That's right. That's right.
Hmm.
I don't like the fact that we're all trying to make her seem like she's the black sheep. Well, she's the most successful sheep on that stage. One. Second
Hmm.
of all, yes, Miss Wanda's genes are very strong. You could clearly see Kiki and Tisha and Wanda are relatives. That is true. Um, we cannot miss the fact that this woman never said that Marceau cheated on Tisha. All she said was there have been conversations about infidelity regarding Tisha's marriage.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's true. we've always seen that on the show. We've always seen Wanda saying, "Oh, you cheating, you cheating, you cheating. Oh, you were in this hotel with that girl. You were in everything." We've all seen this. Y'all can't act as if we did not see this.
Right.
Tisha, my thing with Tisha is someone with two master's degree, one in business administration and real estate development. I cannot sit there and watch her be so dumb. She is the exact truth of why people can say a degree is just a paper.
Mm,
Ooh, 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 ooh.
I agree. I
mm,
100% agree
She
because that is
is
so true.
this is she's a great example of why some people could say a degree is just a piece of paper.
Ooh,
Tisha
Mm-hmm.
ooh, ooh.
does not
Mm-hmm.
have any analytical skills, classy skills, nor empathic skills. She's so dumb. She is dumb. I'm sorry.
mm.
She's dumb.
I
And
have to go ahead.
So
I'm sorry,
wait,
Sebastian. I'm
hold on,
sorry.
because I got to get to some other people. But
Go
let
ahead.
me ask you this in the chat, okay? And I'm gonna go to E next. So if you had a situation you was about to let someone in your home, and this person had a past history with some addictions, and your friend knows, you don't want them to tell you, you don't want them to give you a heads up. Listen, she went to rehab. Probably all is well now, but I just want to let you know, especially you got kids in the home. You got kids in the home.
Mm,
You telling me
mm.
you don't think you should give somebody the heads up?
That ain't
I
what
don't
I
want my
expected.
Okay,
family.
so I'm coming to you. Give me a minute. So tell me in the chat. Would you want to know yes or no? Okay, E, what do you think? What about Kiki?
Well, that whole, can I do the beginning scene? Because I'm seeing Kiki and I agree with Sebastian. But I first have to start off
Right.
and say, Tisha's dress was too noisy, this beginning part. Did anyone else catch that? All of that moving her arms and falling out of posture. Her dress sounded like one of those wind chimes. It was too noisy. I just have to say that.
well,
But
it's low
but
budget.
about these husbands. I'm sorry, I have to get to these husbands in this first thing and with Kiki, because these frogs cannot control themselves, even if their kids' lives depended on it. They are low, bottom of the barrel. Tisha and
Mhm.
Kimmy look like clowns sitting there next to these males who they claim as husbands who cannot resist liking salacious pictures
Right.
and admittedly lusting after them. When someone sends you a naked picture and you heart it, to me, that's an invitation for them to send more.
Yeah.
And these men are encouraging this behavior. They're degenerates. And for my church folks in the chat, Proverbs 25:28. A man without self control is like a city broken into and left without walls.
Mm,
Marceau and Maurice, they have no walls. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Marceau is like an abandoned warehouse, and Maurice is like a KFC with a drive-through with the restroom sign that's out of order. Listen, talking about a midday work surprise. You have got to be kidding me. The entire male lineage of the Scott bloodline is infected like the water supply in Flint,
Come
Michigan.
on.
Dump,
Come on.
dumpster peanuts is what it is. Tisha said, I researched and did my homework. Can I go there? Because that was a part of this same scene too, Diva. Can I
yes,
say
you
that
can.
one
Yes,
more
you
time?
can.
I'm sorry. I have
Come
Uh-huh.
on,
to
E.
say.
Come on.
Tisha
Yeah.
said, I researched and did my homework, but I didn't find anything. But how could you have done your homework correctly? And you say you didn't find anything, but you just said you found the picture. Come on now, Tisha. What's not clicking? Where is your
Right.
extra credit? Where are the answers to your take home final exam, Miss Tisha? How,
Exactly.
how,
Exactly.
how
Right.
Lack
are
of
you
education.
how how are you looking online to help you with something that took place in person? This is an intimate relationship that took place in person. You'd be surprised how many people engage in sexual relationships with folks who they don't even know the person's real name or their address or their telephone number. No paper trail. Wake up. It's 2023. So I'm
I
not
agree.
understanding this research and homework Tisha did. If you have a true relationship with the spiritual world and you pray and ask God for discernment, if you're still
Mhm.
worried about what this man is doing after that and it's still heavy on your heart, that means he did it. Put your trust in yourself and dig a little deeper. The love you seek is within yourself. But for you, Kimmy, because when Wanda said that it made her look at Marcel differently, listen, Kimmy, when what is Maurice was bubbling under his breath that
Right.
oh, I don't know if we got to that part yet, so I'll hold off. I'm sorry. I was going to
He
talk
was
about
like,
the
he's
pictures. Well, we
guilty.
did talk about the pictures. I'm sorry, Deepa. This is my last thing. I just want to talk about the
Uh-huh.
pictures. When Maurice was mumbling under his breath, well, if that's cheating, then we all did it. And Kimmy kind of looked at him. I was thinking to myself,
Yes, she
silly,
did.
silly woman. Because, listen, when Miss Wanda defined that as cheating, and he says, well, then we all have done it, to me, that
Yeah.
was the revelation. All of them are guilty. Miss Wanda is the only one that's talking right. They need to change the name of this show from Love and Marriage Huntsville to Lies and Side Chicks of Fairfield, sponsored by Credit One Uncensored and Scope After Dark. Tired of this ultimate reality, and that's just how I feel about
Okay, okay, Evie heard you. But let me ask you this really quickly. What about Kiki? Would you want to know if somebody's about to come into your house that had a little addiction problem?
when it comes to what I want to know, I am not someone who has a bunch of people over my house. I think that, yes, I would want to know, but by the same token, I would also want to know if I'm inviting a woman in my house and she been sleeping around with other people's married men. They don't tell that. The only people who know what's really going on around here are the men. I don't think that Marceau told Mel that in good faith. I do think Marceau was being messy because
Mm,
you really
Yeah.
feel like if you really feel like Kiki had a problem, why would you even introduce her and make that type of connection when you know she wasn't ready and she wasn't in the correct headspace? So Mel said last season she knew Kiki first. She said, I met
Right.
Kiki before I knew
Right.
Tisha. So if they have their own relationship, I feel like Marceau and Tisha should have stayed out of that. Stop trying to micromanage the relationship of others because we don't, Tisha can't even keep up with Marceau. So no, leave Kiki alone. Kiki's a big girl. If somebody broke into her house, guess what? Call the damn police. File an insurance claim with your renter's insurance. What are we doing here?
All right. And
okay,
all of them
Eve.
got records.
Robin, what about Kiki?
Well, the ink it kills me every time. You have to separate us because I have to compose myself.
Right.
So I
I
like to
love you,
start by
Robin.
saying that Kiki, independent of everything that's going on, what I did learn, some backstory about Kiki, is that she and Tisha were really close. They were so
Mm-hmm.
close that they went to college together and they lived together as off campus roommates. Kiki had a more robust social and romantic life than Tisha did. And she spoke about how she catered to her. Like on Valentine's Day, she would buy Tisha gifts, etc. I think that Tisha presents with a lot of bells and whistles, like the paper things that she pays for the school for that she gets and
Mm-hmm.
claims knowledge about. She's college trained. She passed the test, but we don't know how bright she is. And I think that she suffers a lot from just pure jealousy. Um,
Mm,
I think that listen. Y'all know me. I don't have a lot for her. Um,
Right.
I like Kiki. And one thing, the question I have is when they were warning the hoax about Kiki, Kiki's not a crackhead, right? Were they saying, I mean, like, what was the thing? They were worried about maybe her going through the medicine cabinets and
Yeah, I
taking
thought I
pills?
seen a scene like that where they were
Because,
joking about it. Like hide
see,
your pills, hide your this.
right. And so that's something that's very different and distinct. And I think that there was probably a way to say that, or even you know what, if they could have got her back enough that they could have showed up at the host earlier and gone to the bathroom and checked the cabinets. You know what I'm saying? If they were that close or whatever. But anyway, I digress.
All right.
I'm
So
all over the
hold
place.
on one second, Robin. So Latasha said Kiki was wrong. Family is family, and blood is supposed to be thicker than water, regardless. I feel Mel used her. She was
She
used.
did.
She was
Ev-
used. 100%. She was used.
They all used on that
Okay.
show. Seriously. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
but you know what though? You're not gonna bring me on the show. I'm not gonna be that desperate to get a check so that I could take down my cousin that took me to rehab.
I don't think it's about a check though, by the
Tisa
way.
took her to rehab.
Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
this thing, what
Tisa's husband,
it
when
don't
she
it
was
does.
out there, I know I hear you, Robin. I didn't mean to cut
Yeah,
you off, but Tisa's husband, when she was out there, Marceau went and saw about Kiki.
got it. But
But
I
if
see this. I see the show. Let me just finish my point, and I'll shut up, please.
Uh-huh.
What I think and what I believe about this show in particular is it's really not about money for most of them. It's really about exposure and or fame or a combination of them both. There is like we you know that Stormy don't need no money. She was just there for, I believe, exposure and fame. And I think that everybody, and I don't know how big or small Huntsville is, and I think that this is like the shiny new theme park that they have, and everybody wants to go to it and get on the ride, and that's the attraction to me. That's what I see.
All right, Juanita, what about Kiki?
Okay, Kiki. I think Kiki knows a lot more than what she's leading on to. I
Mm,
feel
exactly.
Mm,
like it's a cover up.
Exactly.
I feel like it was rehearsed. They already had already gotten together on what they were going to say. And I think
mm,
it's more to the story than what's coming out. Marceau is a cheater.
mm,
Everybody know that he's a cheater.
mm,
mm,
Tisha knows he's a cheater.
mm.
And
mm.
it's just reality. But this little story they done conjure up about how many years ago it was with that picture and all that. That's some bull crap that just got thrown into the reunion.
Mm.
Because
So
you also got to.
Okay.
I think they all treading lightly. Now I
Mm-hmm.
do think I would want to know if someone was coming to my house, if they were a
Come
addict
on,
or whatever,
Juanita.
if I had kids and
Come
stuff,
on.
I would want to know that. But
Right.
for them to like I think it was done maliciously, um,
Right.
on Mel's part.
It was.
I
Not Miss
think she wanted
Juanita.
to bring up, and I love Mel, but
Mm-hmm.
this time I think she just wanted to bring about a lot of mess
Mm-hmm.
into the mix because of her being mad at Tisa, and she
Mm-hmm.
knew with her and inviting Kiki and not inviting Tisa that that was going to cause some conflict.
She knew a
But
100%. And like
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty Diva said, Kiki, do you love me? And the answer is no. She doesn't love Tisa. How could you do that to her? Your
mm-hmm,
cousin that took you to rehab. That's
right,
no joke. Your cousin that you was the first one that you told her first.
right,
Your cousin who husband got up out his bed when you
and
was
went and
out
got
there in the midst of your mess and he went and saw about you.
right,
Shad, what
right.
about Kiki?
Right. That's a cover. It's a cover up. She's holding on to a lot more information
Yes,
than she they want her to let out. And
yes,
Carlos know it too.
he does.
And
Shan,
Mel
what
know
about
it too.
Kiki? Yeah, Mel knows
I
too.
think Tisha is the definition of this is my man and I'm gonna stick beside him. I know in my heart that if Tisha sees, more evidence, because the picture is evidence. Like to me, why are you hard in that? Like, of course, you have eyes as a man, you can look, but don't touch, don't heart, don't comment. And which interview have y'all went on where you got the interview person direct phone number? Like, isn't it the company's number, the
Mm-hmm.
HR personnel? Somebody like, how did this girl get your number? And then Tisha saying she investigated. Girl,
Come on,
what
Shan.
did you investigate? Like, how do
Mm-hmm.
you invest like somebody's butt? Like everybody on Instagram, if it's on Instagram, they all have the same butt. You know what I mean? So it's like, how are you gonna investigate that? Like, you sound slow. Like Tisha is another girl that's just pretty for no reason. Like I'm so tired of these girls who just they look nice, decent for no reason. Like, where is that brain cell? And we know Tisha cheated on every one of her tests, allegedly.
Hashtag
Mm-hmm.
ICDC college.
Okay.
Allegedly. But you know what though? I
Yes.
do want to say your man is taking trips to a continent without you,
Come
out the
on.
country. He has pictures of girls on his phone, and he can talk his way out of everything. I think Tisha is invested in this relationship. I don't think she'll ever like wake up because she don't want to see it. Like she'll never see it because she won't want to see it. She'll make every excuse forever, and Marcel know that. That's why he's gonna keep acting a fool. And I agree with Kiki. Like, I don't believe it was 14 years ago because didn't like the iPhone just come out with like, you know, being able to like stuff like thumbs up and heart recently?
Yep.
That wasn't 14 years ago. And Instagram wasn't even around 14 years ago, I don't think.
That's why I said that
Hold
it was for
on. All
her.
right. We got the
That's why
investigation
I said
going
it was
on
for
over
her.
here.
It was
All
for
right.
her.
Yeah. Like, I
It was
feel
for
bad for
Uh-huh.
her.
Tisha. Like, it's okay if your man cheat and you want to stay with him. Like, do that. But don't play in our face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're just all so slow and stupid.
Oh,
Correct.
okay. All right. Thank you, Shan. Okay.
Thank you.
H, what about Kiki?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good
Good morning.
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 Oh, you're from.
Kiki's in a yeah, I'm from the UK. Kiki's in a tough situation because at the end of the day, that's her first cousin.
Mm-hmm.
From reading between the lines, I would say that there's definitely more gone on than what we've seen. But basically, I'm kind of in the same situation as Kiki, where I've had my first cousins turn on me. So now that they've gone and put it on blast on TV, I hope they know that they're done forever. You might as well say she'd lost her cousin forever.
I agree.
Well, yeah, you know
You
what, H,
know,
so I'm hoping they can resolve this, but you mean, Tisa is the one that's in a tough spot, okay? Kiki is up there making sure that your cousin is in denial. So you gonna come up there and tell your cousin business, say, no, she know her man cheating.
I hear that, but it's either say that or lie. And if she lies, if she lies and gets caught in a lie, Tisha still gets strapped in it. At the end of the day, from my point of view, Tisha's dumb. She knows that man's cheating. Oh, I
Mhm.
found a beauty picture in his phone. Well, what led you to be in this man's phone?
Thank you.
Mm.
You know what Marcel gives? He gives me a guy like that dude who cheated the reporter. What is it? TJ Holmes,
TJ
right? You know
Holmes.
how he said that things to his wife, like the anniversary post? I feel like he wants her to see that because he gave me a guy that if he's cheating, he's going to be very meticulous about it. So it's like how
Mm.
convenient she saw that one thing. You know what I mean? I
She
don't know. I
saw
don't trust
more,
that
but she
man.
happened to tell Kiki about that one thing. That's my thought on that. Let
That's
the
it,
redeemed
Diva.
say so. Said, how many years did Mel stay while Martell was cheating? Well, let's talk about it. 5 years? Question, question, question. Okay, give Tisa time. She isn't dumb. I hate when people put one another down like that. So what Let the Redeemed Say So is trying to say is that everybody comes into this thing in their own time. And yes, Marceau is definitely the king of gaslighting. He
Mm.
got that gaslighting thing on lock. But you know
Diva.
what? Maurice is right behind him. Yes, E.
The thing is, yes, it takes people time. Yes, he's gaslighting, but Diva, come on. We can see this from a mile away. How come we can see it through the screen, but she can't see it in person? No, I cannot believe that. And
Mm.
no, you can't tell me that it's going to take 5 years to leave somebody, especially Tisha's the one with the credit. Tisha's the one with the business. How is everything in your name and you stuck and you can't go nowhere? Those kids are in school. Pack your bags, get out of Huntsville, come to Atlanta where the boys keep traveling for every summer and set up shop. Start a new life. Tisha goes at it alone. Make it happen.
Now I have to
Okay.
agree with E.
Wait, I'm gonna come. Wait, give me 1 second. I'm gonna come to you. Roy has said, but if Tisha chooses to take what Kiki told her about her husband, then leave it alone. Right? It's not Kiki's job to continue that storyline. I agree. Go ahead,
Can I
Canelo.
say
What did you
one
say?
thing?
No, give me a second, Shan. Let
Oh,
me
I'm
get to
sorry.
Canelo, and then I gotta go
Now,
to Dr. Love. Go ahead,
now
Canelo.
this is what I want to say. I've been trying to say this. I just started watching this season 4. How and
Mm.
this is what E had. This is to what E was saying. How is it that we all can sit here and see the gaslighting and we all can feel that Marcel is cheating? Everybody, and let's be clear. Everybody on Tisha's side knows that Marcel is cheating because if y'all remember that episode where her and Kiki had that little blowout at Miss Wanda's little food function, everybody knew that he was cheating, but they just didn't want to confront him on that. Bernard. So if we can all see this, why can't Tisha? And I do understand it takes time, but the problem is Marcel sat up there and said that booty picture came through. No, Tisha said like 14 years ago. Kiki said no, it came before that. It came when the shows first started, and Marcel talking about 12 years ago. No, it came. She said it came season 1 right before they started filming. So somebody's on here lying, and I think it's Marcel.
Okay,
All
but
of
you
Mhm.
them.
know what? Let me just add this in, and I gotta go to Dr. Love. Let me just add this in. You ever had a friend, or even maybe your parents told you that somebody wasn't really your friend, and you still kept being their friend, even after that
Mm-hmm.
person done dogged you out over and
Mm-hmm.
over and over again? The same
Mm-hmm.
way that the outside person can see what you don't see, that's what's going on with her. She is 10 toes down for her husband. Point blank, period. He knows it though, and he's taking advantage of it. Because you saw he sat there, that thing didn't shake him at all. He's like, whatever, I heart the picture.
He was
He put,
working.
he's like, listen, he's like, listen, as a result of being in the show, I get DMs all the time. Well, shut him off. Dr. Love, what do you think about Kiki?
Okay, yes, let's talk about it. So the thing is with Kiki from the beginning, I think I've said this before. She was supposed to be part of the show in the beginning, and that
Mm,
is why Marceau and Tisha went over to Mel house and told her what they told her about her having an addiction, but
mm,
they didn't tell Mel about their records because they wanted another Scott on this show. So it was supposed to be Kiki on this show from the beginning until they went and told Mel and Martell what was going on because Mel and Martell supposed to have Kiki and the husband over there to talk to them about the show like they did everybody. So that's the reason that what is it the Scott brothers did that. They wanted two Scott brothers on there and not two of Tisha family on there. and
mm.
and the
That makes
main
sense.
thing another thing is that, how could I put it, she you everybody is saying, okay, this is your first cousin, this is your first cousin. Okay, but you put my business out there first. So when Mel came to me to be on this show, then all bets are off. Because not only did you take money out of my pocket, you're not my first cousin. How'd you my first cousin when you went over to Mel house telling her all my business? And you only told her because you didn't want me on the show with y'all. And really it wasn't even Tisha, it was your husband. So yeah, all bets are off. Don't know first cousins do that either. Um, I would have hinted to Mel, just like Kiki should have hinted to her too. But neither one of them done that. Neither one of them done that. You went over there to destroy her. She came back with fire. Then your mama jumped in it with fire to talk about she's supposed to have been aborted. Then Kiki came back with more fire when they was about to jump over a table on her.
Exactly. Thank
It,
you.
it, it's just fire after fire after fire. And yeah, so first cousins really don't do all of this. Okay. I would never go over nobody's house and tell somebody something about my first cousin that don't know us from a man in the moon. Because how you know them people weren't doing drugs? And why you was not over there telling about your rap sheet, Tisha? You got a theft on your record. So should I let you in my house?
Come
Amen.
on, Dr. Love.
Okay, hold on, let me
I
throw
Ooh.
this
think
next
Kiki
scene
felt
in here.
betrayed and she
Yeah,
retaliated. So
Yeah,
I
she
agree with
did.
Dr. Love.
And I would too, because at that point, all bets are off, first cousin. You stopped me from getting
True.
on the show. You went that low. Oh, okay.
And
But
you know,
if she was that strung out on pills, Mel would have known that before. I can't imagine somebody being that strung out and having to go to rehab, and you can't look at them and tell. Like something would be amiss.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
Well, she was a functional addict. Oh, and I forgot to talk about Maurice going to pick her up.
Come on, tell us.
Maurice probably went to go and pick her up to have a good time with her. He thought she was,
Ooh,
And I, ooh,
done. Yeah, yeah. He was about to go have some fun with her. That's the cousin they was talking about. He wasn't going to pick her up off of good heavens. I'm helping you. Like, come on. He thought she was high out of her brain and was about to get something.
and don't help me and
Mm-mm.
then throw it in my face. Like,
that's right.
don't do that.
okay, hold on, guys. Let me go to the next scene. We're moving to the next stop because y'all a lot right now. So listen, Carlos said that fight between Miss Wanda and Mel was the most talked about moment of the entire series, not just this season. They said the entire series. Now, what was interesting to me, and you know what, it helped me think about it. Why did they not have the same energy about Sugar Mama? Now I'm going to agree with this, right? When
Oh
Monster
yeah.
got talked about, it was mad energy. People had to go on an apology tour, okay? When Martell, and see, this is where Carlos Kings gets messy, right? You
Mm-hmm.
want to film a scene with somebody's child and don't let them know, you are straight messy boots, Carlos King, because Marceau didn't know about that scene that what's his name? That Martell
Martell.
came with his son to apologize about the 20 woman. Messy, messy, messy. Okay. So why wasn't that same energy brought about for Sugar Mama? Now listen, do I think Miss Wanda took the train back and put it in reverse? She did. She knew what she was saying because she literally stood in Madani and was going off and blacking out, talking about getting a paternity test. But then she wasn't talking about, she wasn't talking about Sugar Mama. Now, come on, Miss Wanda, let's just tell the truth, Shane the devil. You was talking about Sugar Mama. And then
Mm-hmm.
Carlos is messy because he going to ask Martell, did you ever question the paternity of Sugar Mama? Now, come on, Carlos. Don't do that. And, Martell sitting there like, no,
It's a
okay?
good question, but Martell lied.
Of course.
And it's not a good question because they
No,
just established there was not to be discussion about the children, but Carlos King wanted to know. Oh,
Right.
no, it's
I'm
not a good
crying
That,
discussion.
prematurely.
It's
No,
that,
a good
that,
Martell.
that
question because we all were wondering, and Martell have alluded to that plenty of times.
Not to
Well,
that baby, not to Sugar Mama. I think he's
yeah,
alluding to the baby that Mel decided not to have.
right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Thank you so much for the super chat. Well, at this point, she needs to let him cheat in peace.
Yep.
One minute she's 10 toes down, and the next she's showing up to black crying in the car. You know what? You speaking facts here.
Mm,
You speaking
mm,
facts, right?
100%.
Leave us alone with the storyline. Love and marriage, Huntsville. Well, you
mm,
know what? I can't disagree with that. You are
mm,
speaking straight facts. You are right. One minute she fired with it, the next minute she in the car crying. Want to know if the backstory was real? Like, did you know? Is this true? With the whole
mm,
back situation, you're speaking facts. So okay, so they have this whole discussion about not, talking about the kids, and that's where that whole meeting came back about with the comeback group, right? They had the meeting to pretty much come in agreement that we're going to leave the kids out of it. Now, listen, Maurice had Miss Wanda back. Marceau had Miss Wanda back. Of course, Tisha going to have her mother back. She had Miss Wanda's back. But as we stated, the facts are the facts. Every other kid got energy. Where's the energy for Sugar Mama? All right. Let
there
me
was,
start at the bottom this time. Dr. Love.
Okay. So this scene I did not like. I didn't like none of it. It was just lots of lies, backpedaling. Um, Wanda said what she said, not once but twice. It's like she got something against Sugar Mama or something. But the thing is, they need to keep the kids off limit. And none of them, well, what is her name? She did not apologize. She never apologized. None of them took ownership, not one. And that's include Kimmy, okay? Because Kimmy
Mhm.
was stuttering her words. None of them took ownership and just outright said, Wanda, you was wrong for talking about Sugar Mama. Apologize to Mel, Martell, whoever you want to apologize to Sugar Mama and quit lying, because
Right.
now you got this lady really, well, she don't believe it. She knows she talked about that baby. And at the end of the day, I just feel like they needs to get rid of Wanda. I feel like at this reunion, they was trying to really save her,
They
because
were.
during the show and the season, well, during the season, um Marceau was hands down, your mama wrong, your mama wrong. But then he got on this reunion after they done figured out they about to get rid of some of their money. Um, well, I think both of them. It's both. It's Mel and her. It's Mel and her. He- Mel ain't. I mean, Wanda ain't got no kids for Mel to talk about.
Yeah, it was messy. H, what do you think? This whole scene, what about the kids? Okay. They dragged the Whitlows for filth about what he
Mm-hmm.
did to Munster. They dragged them for filth. They had to apologize 10 times over. And now Sugar Mama doesn't even get a smidget of this energy. And Carlos keeps talking about, oh, because I didn't have kids. I didn't know that taping this scene about the hair was wrong. Carlos, stop.
Right.
Stop.
Right.
Stop. Stop. You're not that stupid, Carlos. Stop.
Right.
Hey.
Somebody should have told him, you acting like Tisha now. They need certain people up there. Uh-huh.
Hey, what do you think about this whole scene with the kid?
I stand with everything that Dr. Love just said. The fact that there's no energy for the fact that Sugar Mama's been disrespected and brought up in adult conversation. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. If just maintain the same energy.
That part. That part. Shan, the kids.
Hmm. I go back and forth with this topic because I agree. Kids are off limits. Never talk about the kids, But I feel like I really believe Wanda when she was saying that she was trying to, talk about Mel, not necessarily the kid. I really feel like she was trying to talk about Melody, but then inadvertently it affected the kid. You know what I mean?
Did you
So
see the
because of that,
scene? Did you see the scene of her and there in that so-called store that never opened? Delani, what that store called? Did you see that
yeah,
Madani.
scene?
Destiny Store.
Madani.
Madani's, did you see that scene, Shan?
Yes, Destiny Store. But so what I'm saying is I feel like she was really trying to hurt Melody and not the kid. I feel like yes, she was wrong, but I feel like Melody is not as innocent as everybody, acts, because she did start talking about Miss Wanda's baby daddy on the show. On that show with, remember that,
No, I
was
saw
it
that. It was on
Carlos when she
Carlos
was like, "Oh,
King.
her baby daddy be in my DMs. It's
Yeah,
Keisha's,
that
it's
was
Tisha's
after. That was
father."
after. Yeah, that
Was
was
it
Okay,
after
after the
or
fact.
so
before?
hold on one second, Shan. Nurse VK, thank you. Keep that same energy. If we're gonna give Monster the energy. Okay, we're gonna give Marcel's son the energy, and Martel had to go and apologize. We need the same energy for Sugar Mama. Yes, thank you, Nurse VK. That was a low blow for Wanda to talk about Sugar Mama, and she clearly said you need to get a paternity test. That was
Mm-hmm.
her directly talking about Sugar Mama. Now we ain't gonna backpedal. I
Oh, I
will
don't
give
remember her
Kimmy
saying
this.
that, but if she said that, yes, that is wrong. Keep the kids
Yes.
out of it. But I do think Tisha needs to kind of like talk to her mom off camera, because her mom really does get a little aggressive, But I think she was also defending herself against, like defending herself, defending her daughter. I feel like she was trying to protect
Mm-mm.
her daughter. But
A
I feel like
50-year-old
Tisha's a
woman.
grown
Can I
woman.
can I say something?
She can defend herself. So Miss
Yes.
Wanda needs to chill a little bit and let Tisha, be a grown up.
Yes.
So I go
Go
back and
ahead.
forth.
Yeah, go ahead, H. What do you want to say?
If we're keeping the same energy, then if Miss Wanda's basically saying that Mel spoke about her baby father. So if we're keeping the same energy, Miss Wanda's supposed to have something to say about Martell, not the children. Keep the same energy.
Right. Right. I agree with you. Roy Ayers Rose said Miss Wanda was wrong. Yes, but Martell was definitely running around questioning paternity of children. So Martell opened the door to those conversations. Well, yeah,
Yes,
That
I
I
is
do
forgot to
agree
true.
with
say
you.
that. I agree.
I do agree
Yep.
with you. Yes,
He
yes.
started
Don't
it,
bring up the
really.
kids, period. I do agree with that. No kids. Don't bring up the kids. Okay.
Right,
So,
right.
Juanita, what do you think about the kids, this whole situation?
The kids are off limits. Wanda knew exactly what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Tisha is a grown
Hmm.
woman. Mel is a grown woman. She should have let both of them handle their business in a grown women way that grown women handle it. And she shouldn't have even been involved in it. But for her to bring up a minor child who
Mm-hmm.
can't
That
defend
part.
himself,
Mm-hmm.
That part.
Tisha can defend herself. But Sugar Mama can't defend herself. So she was just wrong. And that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm sticking by. She need to be gone.
Exactly.
So I get it, Miss Bridget. You say Martell questioned the baby that's not here, right? But the problem is, Miss Wanda and everybody sitting on that cash. I want to say Tisha said it too, that there's pictures going around of some man and them comparing it to Sugar Mama. So
Yeah,
maybe
Miss Wanda
Mel
them put
started,
it out.
yeah,
Miss
maybe Mel Martell started questioning one thing, but again, he brought the energy out there. You put the energy out there, and it was not fair.
Well, yeah,
Robin,
he should have kept his mouth closed.
he should have
when
kept his mouth closed, right?
when he was on Dr. Heavily, if y'all listen to that interview, he said clearly there was a child not born that I don't believe was mine. He said it
Exactly.
clearly.
And you know what though? And that was messy of him to even run his mouth about that.
Hmm.
Oh,
That
he
was
told everybody
messy.
about that abortion. Everybody. Any
Yeah,
interview he could get on, he talked about that abortion.
yeah, he's messy with that. See,
Well, the
but
thing
either
is, no,
way,
he's right with that. Equal rights, equal fights. Equal rights, equal
okay. Oh,
fights.
wait, I'm
Mel
coming to
has
you,
talked about
Sebastian. Give me one
Knox.
second. Robin, what about the kids?
Two wrongs don't make a right. It doesn't make sense. There should have never been any discussion about
Mm-hmm,
Sugar Mama, period.
mm-hmm,
Whatever
mm-hmm,
was brought up should have been ignored. I'm still
mm-hmm.
mad. I'm going to say it like this. Even with Carlos King asking the question of Martell at the reunion,
Yes,
Ninja,
yes,
you brought it up. You should have left it alone.
yep.
And
Right.
about
Hmm.
this hope, okay, let me be sub ghetto messy with this one. So now they talking about there's a picture of somebody that might be Sugar Mama Daddy. Huh, I wonder if they might have had a conversation with poor old little Prince Harry, because remember, the people over in England are showing a picture of a man that they want to pretend like is his daddy. But I
Mm-hmm.
just threw that in there because I'm trying to be messy.
They sure did. They sure did. Oh my god. It's an app that do all that garbage, but yeah.
Yeah. Sebastian, what about the kids?
Listen, I'm always for leaving kids out of adults' mess.
Yes.
But one thing we can't say is Martell was wrong for talking about that child that Melody decided not to have. He's not wrong because at the end of the day, we always talk about Knox and Arion. So he has every right to talk about said former child as well. Equal rights, equal fights.
You go
Um,
Diva's faces.
I'm
here's the
sorry.
thing. Here's the
I'm
thing,
not with you on that
Sebastian.
one.
Let me,
not
yeah,
at all.
I don't agree to H, because here's the thing, Sebastian. Don't be telling the world you my ex, you the father of my children. You could be all up in your feelings, but you've been in the streets doing a whole lot for a long time, and I kept my mouth shut. Okay,
Hmm.
there's one thing that I did: shut your mouth. No
Right.
one needs to know but you and I. Point blank. Period. Yes, come on, Michelle. Boundaries. Okay,
Um,
don't be
also,
telling my business.
no, no, no. We are forgetting this. She said it was just fellatio. If it was just fellatio, there would have never been a child in question. If it was just fellatio, that's what she said.
Mhm. But he didn't get on any of them interviews and tell about coleslaw 3 abortions.
That
Mm,
part. So don't be telling about Mel's the wife. Be
mm.
respectful. So
Right.
okay.
Well, he knew
Camilla.
co-star's babies were her was his though. That's the issue.
Not
Well,
really.
okay, we're not going down this road. Camilo, what about the
Keep the
kids?
train
What
on the
about
track.
the kids?
What I'm gonna say is everybody wants to say that Wanda's child is Tisha. Tisha's a grown woman; she can take care of herself.
That part.
Leave the children out of this. Mel can talk about Tisha all day long. Tisha can talk about Mel all day long. But when you put those little babies in the mix, that they can't defend themselves, so that makes it look bad. Look what happened with Garcelle and her son Jax. That could be another whole situation going on. But this baby is not even 4. She may be 4 or 5 years old. What can she do? The baby should stay out of this. And Wanda knew she was wrong. Wanda should have, and then y'all heard her say when Mel was trying to describe the scene. Now everybody saw what actually happened because they didn't show everything because of editing. But when they did the live last year before we even saw it, you saw exactly what happened. You heard what happened, and she gonna talk about that's not what happened. That's not. I'm like, Biddy, sit down and stop lying because the first thing she did, because Mel went and talked to Bernard about her child, then here come one to talk about you need to find your baby daddy. That was the first thing came out her mouth. Get a paternity test, but yet she want to walk it back and say that's not what I said.
She backed the train up. Hold on one second, Canelo. Nurse BK, thank you for the super chat. Martell had a lot of ammo for Mel during the divorce. He sure did. But Wanda took the ammo and was shooting her mouth everywhere. Everywhere. Running her mouth in the street. You are
Thank
correct.
you,
Okay.
thank
Thank you. Thank you for the
you.
super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Ms.
Oh my
Wanda needs
god.
to be worried about those dry potatoes. Oh my.
Nobody heard about the food truck since the fight. Not have we?
Oh
Oh,
god.
I'm Sebastian, I'm sorry. He can't say nothing when he was living a double life. That's what I'm talking
Mm,
about. Shut your mouth, Martell. Don't be in these
mm.
streets
But she
telling my
was too,
personal
because she would
business.
have never gotten she would have never got a
Don't tell
procedure
what's
if
Well, we
she
going
don't
was
have
due.
proof
on.
of
She would
that
have never
though.
gotten a
Now,
procedure.
Sebastian.
We're gonna have
Yeah.
to hold both men and women accountable at the
but we
same
don't know that,
way.
Sebastian. Now,
And
do
one
we?
thing is,
Sebastian,
Mel doubted the paternity of that child as well. We can't act as if she didn't, because if she knew if it was Martell, she would have never got that procedure done. Period.
Look,
Sebastian.
I'm not
okay,
gonna
we're
stay
not
here.
going down there, bro. Hold on one second, Camilo. All I
Ooh,
can say
ooh,
is
ooh,
don't be talking about my uterus, okay? Don't be telling people
ooh,
what's going
ooh,
on up in my body.
Well, she can't
Shut
be telling
right.
people what's going
your
on with his penis
mouth.
either. She can't be telling people what's going on with his
Well,
penis
she
either if he
can if
can't
she's
talk about
spreading
hers
it
Yes,
on
you
her
either.
can.
But
sister.
you still
She
everything
When
that's
I'm
going
can.
on
married
with
to
his
Hold
you,
penis.
on.
If
when
she
I'm
married to
married
him and
to
he's
you,
spreading it
your
everywhere.
penis belongs to me.
And then
I heard that
your uterus
craziness.
belongs to him. Period.
No,
Well,
her
Well,
uterus
His right,
belongs
Nobody's
to
his
her.
dropping it low and
rights.
spreading it wide.
Okay, keep the train on the track.
is it is it my turn?
I mean, I'm not gonna say Mel is not a I'm not gonna say she's an angel. I mean, maybe when she found out Martell was out there cheating, maybe she did it too. Two wrongs don't make a right. Y'all are correct. However, Mel did if she did produce a baby and had the procedure. Martell had his and they came out. So why are we still talking about the baby that's not here, but not talking about the baby that Martell brought out? Why are we
Listen,
not?
let me tell you something. I'm sorry about that. Yes, the train has derailed. We're married. We're married. I own your penis, okay? I need to know where it's at, what it's doing, and what's going on.
Well, he
And
owns
I
your uterus
own.
too. He owns you. If you want to say that you own his penis, he owns your uterus too. Keep
Yes.
it nice,
Actually,
equal fights.
Wait,
he revoked ownership when he stepped out first. He
Mm,
come
gave
on,
up
Okay.
sir.
ownership of any uterus or anything.
mm.
There's no such
Exactly.
thing as two wrongs make a right because there was only one wrong. He broke the commandment, he
Come
broke the
on.
Exactly.
contract. And if she felt like doing whatever she felt like doing after that, she was entitled to do it. That wasn't a wrong. He did it, he broke it, and he needed to pay for it.
Bring it on
Amen.
home,
Love
sir. Bring
curves
it on
because
home.
curves always
Amen.
bring you through.
I agree with you,
Well,
Curves. I agree with you, Curves.
Amen.
Can I just say,
Okay.
well, hold on.
Amen to that. Hold
Is
on,
it?
guys. Hold on, guys. I gotta bring this thing. I gotta bring these words in it.
Oh, you
Melody
skipping
said,
me?
"Can everybody mute
I don't
themselves
think
if they're
E
not
spoke
talking to
on
me?"
this. Diva,
Yes.
I don't think E got to speak on this topic.
Yeah, you
Okay, I thank
skipping.
you. I let E speak. Hold on. Thank you for the super chat. He told on himself, Sebastian. The baby told it. Where is Martell's proof? Where is the proof? Hashtag, where's the proof?
Oh,
Where's
well, you
the
could get
proof?
that proof.
E,
That proof is
E,
in waste disposal for medical procedures. You could
eh,
get that
um,
proof.
I'm coming to you, okay? Go ahead, E.
So here's the thing. I'm in agreement with Sebastian. And when we talk about Carlos was
Love
wrong
you,
for
E.
yes, when we talk about Carlos being wrong for bringing that up, how is it Carlos's fault for not keeping up with Marcel's teenage son? If you keep your head out of your DMs and pay attention to your kids, you will know what they're filming and where they're filming. And also, I'm in agreement with Maurice on this one. If you say you want to protect kids, then you have to start at home. We can't protect your kids from gossip that originates out of your own home between the two parents, especially the same person who started the show. Mel started the show by saying, when they go low, I go to hell. That's what she said. When they go low, we go to hell. Now, when somebody goes low with you, you scream kids are off limits. No, they're not. What happened to going to hell? Because that's the energy you came with. Hashtag keep the same energy. That's what I saw in the chat, right? So kids are on limits because they brought these kids on the show. These kids will be impacted beyond, what Miss Wanda is saying. These kids are impacted every time Maurice and Martell film a scene and they're violating the mothers of their children. You're insulting and embarrassing your children's mothers. You are leaving your household uncovered. So I don't want to hear anything about, oh, well, what about the kids? Don't use that as a crutch. What about them? The way y'all look at naked pictures of women, you would think that you would be the first bunch of men that would make sure your daughter's hair is done. Okay, so nobody would be able to talk about your daughters because that's how superficial the men on this show are. When they started, Carlos said, "Well, are there any linebackers in here?" They objectify women by our bodies, by the way we look, but then you don't pay enough attention to your daughters to make sure nobody else can say anything about them. This is a cold world. Every woman on that couch is somebody's daughter. So I have to say that the bottom line is Wanda said it because Martell put it out there. So here we go again, another situation where a husband has embarrassed a wife, and the wife is fighting everybody except the husband. Hashtag misdirected anger. And this is and this is to all the women. Stop trying to check all the public. Don't check the people on YouTube. Don't check the people on Instagram. Stop trying to micromanage other people's opinion and handle your business in house. You said Mel protected Martell's secrets and she stayed with them. That was on her. Nobody told you to do that. When you stay with the man after he does you wrong, we have a term for that in the business world. That's called condemnation. When you stay with somebody and you don't give them any consequences, you let them know that the offense is forgiven. You have to know it's forgiven. So if you really want to have all this energy, you should have left him a long time ago. And the last thing is, stop being so ready to take off on everybody else and take off on that man you slept next to and raised these kids with. If you're married and your spouse accuses you of cheating publicly, then it's not unusual for someone to question the paternity of your child. If there was
Amen.
infidelity in your marriage, if I know you're cheating, I might think, oh, well, is that his baby? I mean, that's a fair question. I don't know why we're acting like it's so unusual. If you cheat on your husband or your husband is cheating on you and they're outside babies, that's a logical question. Find your baby daddy. I don't see what's so offensive about it.
So kids are on limit. Is on
It's on
limit.
limits when you come with the energy, you walk in the door and you say, if they go low, I'm going to hell. That means all bets are off. That's what that means. You don't say, well, let's play fair. That's not what if they go low, I go to hell. That's not what that means. That means all bets are off.
Didn't she
Hold
say
on, hold
that
on one
in
second.
response to that statement, though? Didn't she
Yeah,
say that, like, in response to that whole situation?
No, she said that at the reunion. Wanda came there on pause. Wanda came there, she apologized. Wanda didn't come there with the rah-rah. And I don't believe Wanda had any cognizance. No, really, I don't believe Wanda had any cognizance of what she was saying. This is Miss Wanda. We have to stop acting like Wanda went to college and studied biology. Wanda is not trying. Wanda is not that cognizant to realize when I sling this dart at Mel, I'm doing a 2 for 1. I don't think that she was really trying to go there with the baby. I think that's the least of her worries. What she was saying was, Mel, you're loose. Mel, you sleep around. Go find your baby's daddy. Nothing more, nothing less. It wasn't. She's not thinking, oh my gosh, let me talk about this baby. I don't believe that. You cannot pay me to believe that she woke up and said, I'm going to talk about Sugar Mama today. No
I
way.
think so.
Okay,
I
hold
think
on.
I
Miss
think she
Wilson
didn't.
said 5 years a slave. Hold on one second, guys. I gotta introduce another topic here. So the other topic is Melody said, listen, she pretty much said she's done with these people. She said she will never be good in a good place with anyone on that stage. And I was like, whoa. Martell claimed that Melody never takes responsibility for anything. Okay. So also, if you're not talking to me, please mute yourself so I won't hear the feedback. Um, and then I'll let you in. Also, Tisa and Melody both accuse each other for using each other for a storyline. Let's be clear. You got to give me Mel's storyline this year, besides trying to, take Tisa down. But I'll let y'all speak, right? Maurice said a good point, but it didn't work for these people. He thought, everybody hearing about Kimmy and her diagnosis would trump all the drama. But unfortunately, it did not. Who would have known? Who would have known we would have seen a day where Destiny and Stormy are actually friends? Now, I feel a little bad for Stormy because she didn't know what she was getting into when she came to reality TV. She was crying. Why? Because the fans said she's ghetto, ratchet. They thought it was Love and Marriage Huntsville. They said not loving hip hop. So the fans came for her. She said she worked hard for what she got. And yes, you did work hard, Stormy. So why did you lower your brand by coming up on a reality TV show and getting down in the dirt with everybody? Now, she made a very good point. She was like, everybody has their moments. Why is everybody judging me on my one moment? They're judging you, baby girl, because you decided to come up on this reality show and then you got ghetto with it. Okay, got a little ratchet with it. And so they're going to judge you on what they see. And I do believe, I know for a fact, I really feel like, yeah, she worked hard to get where she got. Why did she want to come on this show? Okay, so here's the thing. I didn't understand why Kimmy would not let Destiny speak. I get it. Destiny is Destiny. I get it. They said even the producers say that, you know what, they have trouble with Destiny. They wanted to know, and Carlos is messy. He said you're in a relationship, but yet at the end of the day, no man is sitting next to you, just a pillow is. And I'm gonna give it to Kiki.
Hmm.
Kiki had a whole area on the couch, and I don't even know how many of the 30 episodes she was in. So a lot went on. Okay. And Kimmy tried to act like, you know what? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Yes, Kimmy was big mad. Kimmy tried to act like, no, I do hold Miss Wanda responsible. No, y'all don't. None of y'all do. And it is what it is. I'll start at the top this time with Sebastian. What do you think about Destiny and Stormy? Maurice thinking, everything was gonna trump everything.
First of all, I
Mel
found it.
and Kimmy just getting into it. Yes, go ahead.
First of all, I found it weird how Kimmy had so much energy towards Destiny. It made me think a lot of things. It made me think
Yes.
yes. It made me think, no, maybe she's starting to realize that Destiny's a little too friendly with Maurice, just for someone who's just friends.
Mm.
That's one thought that came into my head.
Uh-huh.
And Destiny never really has opened up on this show, really, and that is a fact. We've all seen
Wait,
her ex.
Sebastian, I'm gonna let you finish. Hold on one second. Art world, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Kimmy had energy for everyone else but Mel, and that's mind-boggling,
Because
right?
Mel could put her in
Mel
her
came for
place.
her husband. Mel came for her husband. She punched her husband in the side, in the face. She slapped her husband, and she had no energy for Mel. But Destiny gets up there. Hashtag misdirected energy. Go ahead, Sebastian.
First of all, Kimmy would never have the audacity to come for Mel because Mel will put her in her place, and that's on period. That's true. Um, as I am saying, Kimmy was just, I was like, oh, when did Kimmy get a backbone? The way she was talking about Destiny and everything. I personally think, Stormy, you can't be saying it's one moment. We've seen you multiple times being ghetto, ratchet, and uncivil on this show. Ooh, I just said it. I don't care. You were being uncivil, ratchet, and ghetto on the show multiple times. It was not just a one moment thing. It wasn't. It was not a one moment thing. I
She was civil at the her gathering at her house.
Yeah, she was civil there, but there's been multiple times where she hasn't been. We have to hold her accountable when we have to. She has been ghetto and ratchet. We've seen it multiple times. I'm gonna forgive her
When?
and move
When?
on.
When?
It's
Black.
part of her personality, and I liked it personally.
Well, then she must accept if that's part of her personality, then she's gonna have to accept the fact that the fans gonna react. Second of all, it's not because she's Southern. Some people are probably gonna say it was probably because of her accent. No, it's not because of her accent. Trust me, I love a Southern accent. It's it's the actions. The
Mm,
actions that cause
mm,
everything. It's not the accent, it's the
mm,
actions.
mm.
And
I can agree with that.
her
I will agree
actions
with
have
that.
been whew, over the top.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Sebastian, for that. Yeah, okay. So Dupas just said, listen, I think Stormy came on to boost her brand. Her brand, that girl is a millionaire 10 times over. 10 times over. And it let others know that they can make it from humble beginnings. Well, we didn't get to see that side of her. I'm
She
glad
had
that she
fame.
came on. You
Right.
know, I'm glad. I wish she would have showed us something different. I wouldn't have heard of her business if she didn't. I understand that. But it was a lot going on there. Juanita, what did you think about those scenes I just talked about?
Well, Stormy did come on, and she did give off a ghetto scene. I mean, she
Just a
presented
little rah
Ratchet.
rah.
Presented Ratchet before
Uh
we
huh.
even
Rah
knew
rah.
anything about her.
Listen, for sure, for sure. Go ahead. She
hmm
was a little rah rah.
Before we knew anything about all of her businesses. So
Right.
you brought that on yourself. And as far as Kimmy, I was just shocked. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I was just shocked that she had all that energy. Now, true enough, Destiny, she's not the best person there is, and she probably don't need to be on the show because she's not giving us anything. But as far as Kimmy coming off to her the way she was, she should say that for another day. That's all I gotta say.
No, Kimmy should have. It was too much energy towards Destiny. She
Right.
was big mad at Destiny, and I didn't understand why. She got to give us more info. She was
Mm-hmm.
big mad at Destiny, but yet
Mm-hmm.
Mel sat up there and was pissed off at her husband because he said they wasn't friends. And Kimmy was just like, let me try. I'm trying to figure out why you say that.
Right.
Ba, 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 ba,
Right.
ba, ba, ba. But when it came to Destiny, Destiny couldn't even open her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and she shut her down. Robin, what do you think about this situation?
Well, I want to react to something you just said. Big mad. You notice that they get big mad when they want to shut somebody down, when they want to silence.
Mm,
That is a very telling feature to
Mm-hmm.
their personas.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
So,
Mm-hmm.
That part.
the way that Marceau gets activated when he even thinks that somebody's going to spill the beans or even
Uh-huh.
a drop of coffee. So I think that is the most telling thing out of anything. And I do have one other question for
Yeah.
everyone. If you just, I'm monitoring the chat simultaneously, and
Uh-huh.
we have heard and seen um, people being described as ghetto and ratchet. Can y'all just please tell me what ghetto means or what ratchet means to you?
Mm,
Acting
mm.
all hoodlum,
And huh?
acting
What
all boisterous,
what's
No,
loud,
Stormy?
what are the characteristics? That's
hoodlum.
what I want because I can get ghetto too. I mean, I have my own definition. I can be ghetto, I can be hood, and I can even be sub ghetto, and I can also be the N word with the ISH on the end, and I can define all
Now,
those.
Robin,
I just wonder what everybody else thinks.
You know what I think it is? I think on this show, they all act corporate. Like they all, act like, they're these corporate people and they carry themselves to high regard. When we know what's going on, it's a whole bunch of lies, mess, and cheating. So I feel
Okay.
like people aren't used to seeing somebody who's like Stormy on that particular show because it's supposed to be educated woman and business and blah blah. But she is a businesswoman. I feel like Stormy probably came on thinking, if I give drama and I act a little hood, that's what people want to see. Let me just be myself. So I
Right.
felt like she led with that because drama sells. So I feel like she was like, okay, I'm gonna just be myself. But I feel like she could have cleaned it up a little bit for the show and for what they're trying to do.
Okay.
Ghetto
Well,
is
ghetto.
Nick Cannon. 87 kids by 300 women.
Tomorrow.
Boom! Exactly.
I I was
Tomorrow.
about to say
Tomorrow.
Stormy showed you what ghetto was at Valentine's Day, and I was for it. I was all the way live for it.
But
I don't
that's
like the fact that she tried to dummy it down and backpedal because that is truly her personality. I do not like that she every other episode, I'm not ghetto, I'm not ghetto. Like, girl, that is you. That is you. We're not telling you to get on here and act that way every single time. But yes, that show did need some of that. Like Shan said, everybody on there is corporate America. But when Tisha, you had on a whole jogging suit ready to fight at Valentine's Day. But I liked it her. The minute she did all that, I'm like, ooh, I love Stormy. But now I don't like Stormy.
Mm-mm.
Okay, wait. Ghetto is when you are rah 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 at the drop of a dime and don't care who sees or hear you, business, home, or on TV. Well, the Juice Radio and
Exactly.
Talk Show, I mean, come through with the definition.
I
Come
think
through
ghetto is
with the
not having
definition.
any
Thank
like
you,
coof,
too.
any
That was her.
shame. Just not having any shame, any coof about yourself. Very uncouth. Very carry yourself a certain way. But I think she was being herself. But she should have led with her business and not, her personality first. Because people have
Well,
to
you
get
know
to know
what?
your personality,
And
right?
Right.
Shan, don't forget.
Go ahead,
Shan,
Kurt.
don't forget.
Oh, well.
Business does not always mean corporate.
That's what I said. I said she is a businesswoman, but this show they all pretend like they're these big business people, but they're not. They're very much ratchet, very much lying, very much trying to be, more than they are. You know?
Right. Right.
Now, Sebastian, don't do that. She was crying because she was hurt. She was crying because you know
You
what
know
the fans.
Sebastian don't have a heart.
I know.
I have a
Have a
heart.
heart,
I have a
Sebastian.
heart. I have
You
a
know what,
heart.
Sebastian? Have
No,
a heart because listen.
no, I have a heart.
At the end of the day, Sebastian, the fans get relentless, and
But
I'm sure they was coming at her
don't
neck.
you can't.
Okay.
I forgot. There's this woman named Gabrielle who said something in French. Don't throw out the wind, but don't expect the storm to come. And you have to expect the storm to come back, and that's what she did. She brought it
Well, yeah,
to
her name is
herself.
Stormy, right?
Yep,
Well,
She
they
said
came
Stormy brought the
after her.
storm.
They came after her so hard after that stuff her mother done. She on here crying, acting like it's got to do with ghetto. When no, 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 no.
Ooh,
They came for
no,
her on
Carlos
Twitter.
did say though before that, Dr. Love, Carlos King did say that he got so many emails about her saying that she was ratchet. This is not loving hip hop. Why do you have her on here? Yeah,
Mhm.
Nurse VK, hashtag have a heart. Curves, you're in the
Mm.
building.
Hey,
What do you
what's
want to
good?
add? And then I'm gonna come to you, Rhea. What do you want to add to this
Oh, hey,
situation?
Maria. Well, to me, Stormy, she isn't ghetto. She was pushing more than ghetto to me. Now, Destiny popped off first at Galentine. She got up. Stormy was sitting there saying words, and then Destiny jumped up. Remember? So
Destiny
Right.
is ghetto
Destiny
as well. I'm
actually
actually.
has a history of being more ghetto than Stormy, but she's not called ghetto for some reason. Interesting, because she's actually popped off before that even. And to me, the most ghetto is Wanda. Okay,
Oh yeah.
now
Oh yeah. Hands
Wanda.
down.
I mean, really, Carlos. You were
Mhm.
sitting here telling Stormy she's ghetto. Has he
Right.
ever told Wanda that she was ghetto?
Right.
Hello?
Right.
That is like not okay because he's telling this businesswoman who like has multi-billion-dollar stuff going on that, oh, people think you're this and that, when it was false even to compared to the people she's around. She was literally, if anything, trying to fit in, and I'm not even a Stormy fan. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to fit into freaking Destiny and Wanda. And you guys say that Mel is treacherous. I don't think so, in my personal opinion. Mel sits back and is more reactionary than she is anything else. But people, hey, when you're the smartest one in the room, people get mad. Kimmy, by the way, has mentioned many seasons that she prefers people to be see-through. She likes them transparent. She got at the Whitlows, you guys, with the same amount of energy. So for her to
Exactly.
get at Destiny with this kind of
Exactly.
like rat-a-tat is like, why aren't we seeing your life? The same thing with the Whitlows. Where are y'all at? You know what I mean?
Right.
And but simultaneously having a freaking list of acceptable topics and reveals for her own husband Maurice. So go figure that.
Listen, hold on one second. Let the redeemed say so. Thank you for the super chat. Was I the only one who heard Destiny say that she tried to tell her story and set up scenes with Tisha, but producers said it didn't turn out well? I heard her, but
Mm-hmm.
we could barely hear her because Kimmy wanted to shut her down. I wanted to go to the reunion and tell Kimmy, sit down, shut up, and let Destiny speak. We can hate Destiny, but let her get a word out edgewise.
She shouldn't speak because she's very boring. Like she could stay home.
Yeah, she had to
She
get
could
her a
stay
moment.
home.
She
Like
had to
what
get
is
her a
she gonna
moment.
say that's really, sufficient or something like we're like, wow. She doesn't
Right.
really say much. She's
You're
just there,
right.
Right.
she looks pretty.
Oh, thank you for the super chat. Them boots Wanda had on were ghetto, in my opinion. Listen,
You know what's
here's the go ahead.
I'm sorry. I
No,
think you know what, Stormy. I do like Stormy though, and I feel like she would bring a lot to the show. She would bring
Mm,
like her
mm, mm.
family, her personality, a little ratchetness, a little business. I feel like she should be switched out for Destiny. I like
I
Stormy.
still need somebody to freaking point out the ways that she's been ghettoed. Give me as many as I just gave you.
Exactly. That's what I want to hear.
Valentine's,
Yeah.
One.
Just,
She was
being
give
defending
us an
herself.
being
example.
a
She
She's
didn't
a little
being a
expire.
pot
salty.
stirrer every time, being Mel's lapdog and mouthpiece most of the time, trying to start commotion with what's her name?
she was.
Tiffany.
Let's be clear.
Tiffany in the beginning.
Let's
Yep.
be clear. She was. She was being Melody's lapdog. We gotta tell the truth because even when she made up with Destiny, then the next time she got with Mel, she was like, I don't really want to be her friend.
Exactly.
So
She
so
did.
it's like you were straight up being her lapdog, and then when it backfired on you, because the fans came for you, now you want to sit there and cry. And so my thing is, I get it, it's rough, but this what you signed up for. Girlfriend, listen, if you sign up for a reality show, you better put your armor on because they're gonna come for you.
Hmm.
Even if you're the best person on the show, they're going to find something to not like about you. Somebody out there is going to come for you and say everything you do is just not right.
It's the way she
Okay?
was like, "That's what's up."
That's what's up. That's what's
Well,
up.
I personally thought Stormy and Destiny looked beautiful when they came out. I was so happy that we could break up and stop talking about Tisha and Kiki. I thought they looked beautiful, and I love how her and Destiny were in camaraderie and able to come together, and how what is her name? Stormy, when Carlos asked her, "Do you think Destiny is ghetto?" I mean, aggressive, because that was the term that Mel was trying to throw out there.
Yep.
Destiny is so aggressive, and I love how um, Stormy did
She
not ride the
is.
wave. And she was like, no, she's not aggressive because I hate that they put that on black women because that type of that little thing that we do, we understand that it's not necessarily aggressive, but people like to put that on us because they don't like it when we show our emotions. Meanwhile, in Beverly Hills, Lisa Rinna and the rest of them can act 10 times worse and it's not even seen as aggressive. So I love the friendship that seems to be brewing between Destiny and Stormy. I thought that was great to see. But I have to agree with you, Diva. Kimmy is a pick me. She's a backpedaler, and the facade she's presenting to the public is complete bull. I really find her self-righteous agenda to be disingenuous, considering who she's married to. She has all the answers for everybody else's life, but she's living in the haunted house of Jerry Springer, sleeping next to the KSP fan. Listen, these those those two things don't go together. You can't be this educated, emotionally astute woman but then you're sleeping next to somebody like Maurice at night. There's a deficiency somewhere. And what doesn't come out in the wash is going to come out in the rinse. I saw a video on YouTube of one of her old co-workers talking about her, Kimmy. And so I'm not saying everything that I saw in that video is true, but Kimmy has some explaining to do. This doesn't look good.
This doesn't, boy, yeah. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to add to this conversation?
Okay, I actually came in to defend Kimmy because I don't understand why Mel had an issue with Kimmy. We all know that they are not best friends in real life. So what was the problem with Maurice saying what he said? It was the truth. And then second of all, I don't understand why it even matters because as Mel said when she came out on the stage, she don't have nothing for nobody. So I don't understand why everybody's so up in arms about Mel when she don't have it for nobody anyway. So why are we justifying anything for Mel? She obviously doesn't want to be here, and I feel like it's her time to go and soar on as she feels that she is doing anyways. She hasn't taken responsibility for anything that she's done this season. She sat up there as if she was God and then she created everything and then she does nothing wrong. A lot of the drama is surrounded by you. All of a sudden, now you and Stormy not friends. If you falling out with everybody, at what point do we do what? Turn around and look in the mirror and look at ourselves.
Yeah, well, we could call Martell whatever we want to call him, but at the end of the day, Martell said it, right? Martell said she falls out with everybody. Everybody. I hear a little crackling noise. If you're not talking to me, can you hit the mute button? Yeah, take a look at the man in the mirror. I'm trying to tell you and ask that person to make a change because it can't be just everybody. And I think that Stormy realized at the end of the day, she was coming up there to be Mel's lapdog. But then when she found out it was messy, and then she made friends with Destiny and realized, you know what? What am I doing here?
And then she thought this, you know what? Let me become messy too. Let me be messy on this show as well. So, as I said, Stormy brought this onto herself. I've said it from videos ago. You could clearly see that. There's a video of me literally saying to Diva, I don't like Stormy. I really think she's ghetto. And Diva's like, I'm glad you said that.
But I don't
Wait,
think
did
that Stormy
they?
is messy. Stormy realized that Mel is messy. And so she came in following behind what she realized. But when she realized that Mel was just using her to get back at Destiny,
Yes.
it was no
Yeah.
longer a purpose for her to have a friendship with her. So she had to, then she got this rip of being ghetto or whatever. But I don't even feel like it was her being ghetto. I feel like she was just being herself. Some people are just loud, some people are just rambunctious. That's just some people. And to label that as ghetto or
It's
intolerable,
not because
it's
she's
just out
loud.
of order. I don't think, no,
It's not because she's loud. I'm
a lot
labeling
of
her as
people will
ghetto.
consider just because you're loud that you're ghetto and intolerable, and that is not true. I can be loud at times, but there is nothing ghetto or intolerable about me. So I don't like the things that they were trying to put upon her because that's just not her. I didn't like it.
I think it's her alter ego, and I liked it. So, yeah, I
Yeah,
wish
I
would have
do think it's her
came with
alter
some more.
ego. And so Carlos King wanted to say, well, you have a business and you're from the country and this and that. Let's be clear. What happened at Galentine's, that's what's up. That was a little ghetto. Okay. That was a little crazy. And then there's some other things that she has done. So she got to own the reputation that is put out there before her. People are not remixing what they saw on TV. They're looking at what she did and they're making a judgment on it. Now, do I think it's more to her? Yes. I will
Oh
hands
yeah,
down say this girl started her business from scratch. And
Yes.
literally, she has done the darn thing. But I also said, hands down, 100 times, why would she jeopardize her business and her brand to come
she
up there for what?
she
Man,
want
Clout.
fame.
Clout.
She want fame bad, very bad.
But having a ghetto moment doesn't make you entirely ghetto. You just had a ghetto moment. And
ghetto
that's
Well, no, well,
moments.
no,
But
we're not
Diva,
Moments.
can I
saying
ask
that.
this real quick as well?
yes, yes,
I do not like the fact that Carlos pointed out that Destiny was up there by herself, but where was Stormy's husband?
that part.
Well, really,
That part. They
Tisha,
were
give me a
Stormy
coming.
has a
backup too.
husband. That's
Yeah,
what he was
they
trying to
were
say.
coming for Destiny big time. Yes,
Yeah, they
Fame
want
is a drug
Destiny
dealer.
good.
Fame is definitely a drug. They were coming for Destiny good big time. I think they all got an issue with Destiny, and I think that's why she's so guarded because she knows that all of them, for whatever reason, got a big issue with her and don't want her on the show. There's plenty of shows where the castmate does not have a husband. Leave Destiny alone. And
No,
I'm
no.
telling you, to me, I'll let you in, Sebastian. To me, that scene between Kimmy and Destiny, it told me hands down how they're treating her. That's
Yep.
why she probably
Yep.
always got an attitude.
Yep.
But
Well, she came with the
that's just
attitude.
my take on it.
It's not the
It's
same
I
definitely
thing
don't feel
giving the
bad for
black sheep.
Destiny.
because
It's
Yes,
Destiny
definitely giving
can't
the
be
black sheep.
it
Yeah,
Destiny
they
can't
definitely
ready
be
for
is.
her to go.
Destiny
Yeah.
can't be making out with men oh, not men, making out with a man on Instagram, but does not even have any filming at all with it on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Yes.
That's wrong. You
Well,
can't be
they're saying that she's
tonguing
not.
down some
Now,
other
now let me
guy.
tell you this. For next week, right? She's saying that she can tell Mel's dirt. Now, the only reason why I believe that she has something is because literally almost everybody on there told Destiny don't do it.
Oh, they were all two
See,
faced.
friends like that are
They were
friends we
all two
don't
faced.
need
That
in
girl ain't got
2023.
nothing on her. They and I cannot stand Maurice and Marceau for trying to act like trying to pretend and act like that they know and everybody know. If y'all knew, y'all have been brought that out. Y'all have been told crazy Billy to tell and say something. They don't have nothing on that girl.
I
Nothing
I'm
at
hope
all.
sorry, Dr.
Destiny.
Love. I gotta
I hope
disagree. I
this.
feel like they got something on Mel.
Yeah,
Mel
Yeah,
is
me too.
vindictive. Mel
yep.
does whatever she can do to get back at people, and there's some deep, dark stuff about Mel. And I honestly think that's why she runs around, tries to play like she just so high and mighty, and tries to leave her past in the past. Everybody got a past. You're not this perfected person that you play to claim to be. They definitely got something on Mel, and I really do think that they're trying to protect Mel. But Mel thinks she just so high and mighty and that people don't care. No, people definitely care.
I
No,
think
I
they
think
do
they're
have
trying
something
to
on
keep it
her.
out of the. I think they're trying to, out of respect for Martell, not so much of Melody. They don't respect her, but I think the bro code and not wanting to put Martell and his kids out there in a crazy place by talking about their mom. But I definitely believe Destiny knows something for sure.
Yeah,
But I
I
feel
do
like
too.
as a friend, an ex friend, Destiny should not tell anything. It's gonna make me not like her even more. Because once you were my friend, when we stopped becoming friends, you just go tell all my dirty secrets. What?
But
Like I
Shan,
feel
I,
like she should not do that.
when you ask me to, yes, I got every right to say whatever I want to say.
Well,
No,
well, I
no,
want her to do it.
no.
That's the point. She
well, see,
asked her
here's
to
the
do it.
thing.
Just do it.
Right, here's the thing I want
Destiny
to
doesn't
say.
have any
Right,
dirt on Mel.
Mel doesn't have a problem bringing somebody on there to dig up someone else's dirt.
That part.
This is just my
That is
opinion,
true.
guys. My
Mhm.
opinion is with Mel, her marriage fell apart on this show, and she don't give a darn if somebody else marriage falls apart on this show also.
I
Just
know
my
that's
opinion.
right.
I could be dead wrong, but this is just my opinion, right?
You're
So
not
with
wrong.
that being
I
said,
believe that.
she will dig up, find under a rock anybody who wants to come on that show and say anything about someone else. Let's be clear. What I don't like this storyline thing, but let's be clear. What was Mel's storyline this season? It was
I
her
know.
bringing Kiki and whoever else so that she can get this dirt out about Marceau and
Talk
Tisa.
about it, Diva. Talk
And
about it.
Or
I'm gonna
maybe
be
to play the
honest with you,
defense.
right? This I'm gonna be honest with you. I think all of the men on that show, Martell, Maurice, Marceau, they was three peas in the pod doing whatever they wanted to do in these Huntsville streets, and then they got on this show. And I think they
Mhm.
But
all made a
Maurice
pact.
could because he was not married.
That part. And I'm gonna say, you know what? I think they all made a pact when they got up on there. And the pact was we're gonna keep this on the low low and we're gonna make this money on this reality TV show. We're gonna do what we do. But what happens is I think people forget after a while that the cameras are watching. And that's when some real stuff comes out. But then if you break a little code, and you want to tell one of my secrets, and all bets are off. Oh, that's what we doing now. We telling secrets that we promised we wouldn't. So then I'm gonna drop a little secret. So then that's when the cracks start falling. And that's why they had that comeback dinner. So now we know they had that comeback dinner because Carlos King told them, y'all need to meet back up, figure this thing out, and make a promise in front of the world that y'all not going to talk about the kids. Okay? And that's why they put Miss Wanda on pause. All right? So the thing is, though, Mel sits there, and to me, and listen, I'm a Mel fan. But to me, she sits there, her facial expressions, some of the things she say, how she deflects, she's not innocent. And she throw a lot of smoke in the game. At the end of the day, she even couldn't really say herself that Marceau came to them maliciously. She was just like, oh, when he came, Marcel is a jokester, blah blah blah. But she couldn't really say 10 toes down that when Marcel told her about Kiki, it was all malicious. Because I'm honestly, we cannot like Marcel, but I don't think that he went there. I think he went there out of concern. Like, that's your boo. And maybe Dr. Love, a piece of it of what you're saying could be true also, right? But I think he said maybe you don't know what you get yourself into. You can let her into your home, but no XYZ. Just my thought process on it. But I'll just sit here and say that Mel is not 100% innocent. Her hands are dirty too.
They
And
are.
Carlos King, he's
Mm,
messy,
mm.
messy,
Muddy hands.
messy,
Muddy
messy.
hands.
Yes,
Target.
and you know what? He might as well put the cameras on himself when they filming
Amen.
Right.
next season, cause
Right.
he's all up in the mix, and then he's just trying to stir the pot, and then he want to sit there and ask questions like he innocent. He done got called out twice, once by Mel, and then the other by Martell.
No,
So like, come on, Carlos.
he's asking the tough questions. And I wish Andy would take a page out of Carlos's book when he questioned Marlo and Portia sometimes. So no, I like this part of the reunion. I thought Carlos did his job.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I feel like he's asking the questions we want to know. He's getting into the dirty, the Tisha situation. Why Destiny's on the show? She don't got nothing going on.
Like he
Like,
didn't put her
I
on the
wanted to
show.
know those questions. I think he
Yeah.
did good,
He's still messy.
Yes, he
messy
is.
and good.
He's messy. He
Can I
may
just
be
say,
asking. Yeah, wait, Nubian, you said I think they all have bones collected in the closet. Yo, their closet is overflowing with the bones. If they open it, they're all gonna bust out and fall loose. Okay. Lorraine B said Mel had more storyline, Diva. She tried co-parenting with Martell. True. She had a
Hello.
skincare line. Okay, true. I'll give you that. She had an issue with Wanda. Okay. Getting her life back on track after divorce. Okay. Speaking engagement after. Okay. All right. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Give
Go
it
ahead,
to her. It's
Lorraine.
real.
See?
Yeah, yeah. She was about
She
promoting her
was about it
business
this
and promoting
season.
herself
Oh,
this
you said
season.
Lorraine said it much, much more. Okay, I ain't
Much.
going to take that from you. You dropped some knowledge and some
Yes,
facts
you
there.
did. Yeah.
I'll give that to you. I
Much,
will give
much
that to
more.
you. All right.
She
So,
did even
guys,
more than that.
listen. The next week, I will definitely say I'm going hands down, that this is one of the best reunions. Can somebody mute? I'm hearing a little feedback. This was one of the best reunions like I've seen in a long time, and I definitely feel that all three parts were worth my time. We didn't see part three yet, but for real, I do believe part one and part two. Okay, was definitely worth my time. So a lot of nuggets. It was a lot of information going on, and it's giving us what a reunion should give us. Do I think Carlos King need to pull back a little bit? I do, but that is me. Michelle said no, Carlos did not ask the right questions to Melanie or hold her accountable. Michelle, I'm trying to tell you, why what was Melody intentions on bringing Kiki on the show? She danced around that, Michelle, but only you and I connected on that. So we're going to get final words. Dr. Love, what is your final words on this reunion part two?
Reunion part two. I can say I really did like it a whole lot. I cannot wait until the third one. I'll say that Carlos is super messy.
Yes.
he to me want to be a cast member. That's
Yes,
just my true feelings.
Yep.
Like he want to be a housewife somewhere in the
yes.
universe. Um, Secondly, I think he didn't come for Mel so hard this year because he hit her hard last year. So I
Okay.
think he gave her a little grace this year as far as that. But overall, I like it. I like that. Oh, was that Kimmy? Yeah, I like that Kimmy came at Destiny finally because I think Destiny is really trying to pull off a threesome with them. I really believe that. Um, and that's pretty
Right.
much it.
Thank you. Why do y'all all think Destiny wants somebody else's husband? Because Mel was accusing him of trying to be too friendly with Martell. But my thing is, why would you care how friendly she's being with Martell? He's no longer your husband. But I digress. Curves, what are your final
Because she
words?
was her friend. You can't get with my ex-man. I don't care if we're not friends anymore.
Right,
That was my
right.
husband. I have his children. Diva, what?
Are
Ah,
you talking about
okay.
or
Destiny?
or unless
Are
she
you,
still has feelings for him.
are you talking about
That
Destiny?
could be too.
Yes, Destiny.
I agree,
I
sis.
Yes,
think it would be
Kurt.
That could
more
be
that
too.
like she sat in her face for all this time because she was already Martell's friend, and then she befriended Melody, and now she's back over to Martell. So perhaps Melody feels like she was just there to like get information the whole time. She
Double
probably feels
agent.
like the whole thing was a farce, perhaps. As far as Kiki goes, she knew Kiki before she knew Tisha. So I don't understand why everybody is so shocked that she's introducing Kiki. That was obviously her test film, you guys. She's introducing an option for the people as like, see, now we want to see more Kiki. And I wouldn't mind more Kiki unless Tisha and Marcel. And freaking Wanda,
Exactly.
Wanda. But we don't have
Mhm.
to talk about her too much. Um, but how has please tell me what you guys are like Melody is not an evil, maniacal genius, is she? Is that what you're saying? Because in my opinion, she's only given back what she gets,
Mm,
plus a little bit. So
okay.
they go in on her and
Facts.
they're actively trying to get coleslaw on the show. We know this, right? They
Hmm.
active, and then when they couldn't get coleslaw, they went proximal and went and got Mark to come on and say some stuff about her mama. You know what I'm saying? So why
Hmm.
not talk to a lady on the three-way call with Carlos to be like, oh yeah, this is possibly somebody we might want to bring on too. You know what I'm saying? It's tit for tat, and that makes tit tats, and that's
Yeah.
okay. You know, and I hope we're not actively telling people's who are in recovery's business to
Mm.
people that they haven't divulged it to. Like that's not a safe space.
Hmm.
That's a transgression actually. It's for the
Mhm.
person that's in recovery to say whatever they're going through. And I
Right.
would hope that you're not trying to justify in any
Mm,
way them
mm.
telling Kiki's business in that regard. I mean,
Mm.
really? I mean, so you go to people's house before the other person gets there and you're like, now look, she used to smoke crack, and I'm not really sure if she has sticky fingers or not. No, it's been a while ago. She has her house and nothing's missing usually. Like that's how you enter the room. That's not usually like how I would do it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like that's not cool. That wasn't cool. And the only reason Tisha did it is because she's scared that freaking Kiki is interesting, funny, vivacious, will obviously say what's on her mind without having to have her ventriloquist mother say what she was thinking after they already practiced it earlier. Because and then the eye movements with the whole Scott clan, they're always looking at each other like, okay, say they're like they blink twice, and that means to say that sentence. And then if he like pulls his ear, then the communication is crazy. The nonverbals that's going on with them when they're like triangulating on Melody specifically. They are all coming for her. She has a right to defend herself. And I don't know why y'all are acting like she should just take it and then leave her show. No, like Melody said, I don't see myself working with any of them on my show, basically, is what she was saying. So did you see them squirm after she said it? Because they too
Facts.
know that it's her show.
He said
That's why
that.
Tisha,
Yeah.
they were
Yes.
all squirmed and adjusted.
Yes.
So there's that too. I am not a melody meter, but I'm not a melody basher. And I see it for what I see it, which is to me what I see with my eyeballs, and I'm not even crazy all day, is that Tisha and half the other ones are single black female in Melody and try to say or do everything she does and says. I mean, it's insane, insane. And if nobody else sees it, it's okay. My planet is a nice planet. You can come visit later.
I guess I have to clean my glasses and maybe I will rewatch the reunion.
I love you,
Um,
Curve.
I gotta rewatch the reunion. I think Melody owns a piece of the situation. I do think, and I like Melody. It has nothing to do, but I gotta call a thing a thing. I think she owns a piece of this, and it's like dangling over their head constantly. I put you on, I put you on, I put you on, I put you on, I put you on. So you gotta be forever indebted to me, and I'm grateful to me. She had a little flavor on that stage. And then you got a lot of you not by yourself, Curves. They tell you speak the truth, speak 100. They agree with you.
Right on,
Um,
right on.
I told her I'm with her.
yeah, but I by 100% agree that she plays a large role in the situation. Her hands aren't clean. I'll leave it there. E, your final words.
Well, Married to Medicine was Mariah Huck's, and you saw how they got her off the show. So just because you start something, that doesn't mean you can finish because relationships are important. And you can't go to Oprah Winfrey and say, get all these people off my show and do a recast because what was telling was when Carlos said, when the six of you are together, there is magic. So when Carlos said that, that was letting us know he is not changed. He is not interested in changing around the configuration of casting, regardless as to what Mel says. And listen, I complimented Mel last week. I said that she looks great. She still looks great. However,
Hmm.
Mel wants to be so important, and it's coming across unhealthy. It's a dangerous mindset, and
But
Vanessa.
does she want to be or is she?
She wants to be because Vanessa did her a disservice. It seems like she raised her to think that she was the earth, the moon, the stars to everybody else except herself. Mel thinks everyone is jealous of her, and I'm tired of hearing that. She is not even jealous of herself. That's the point. If Mel was so great, if Mel thought so highly of herself as she thinks others do, then she would have filed that divorce way before she initially filed. Mel doesn't love herself completely. She knows she looks good, but knowing you look good and having that shallow sense of vanity, that's not self-love. Okay, that's her coping mechanism. She's projecting her need for attention onto everyone else, which is why she thinks everyone is watching her Instagram and thinking about her all the time. Honey, Martell lived in the same house as you, and he was wiggling across the bathroom floor like a flounder, trying to text some other woman. Stop with this jealousy thing. It's unhealthy, sweetheart, and I'm going to stop it right there.
Thank you.
Okay, H, final words.
Melody, Melody knows where all of the bodies are buried.
Hmm.
So when her and Destiny got into that little, verbal altercation, and Maurice is telling Destiny, no, don't do it, because he knows if them two get into an argument and the secrets start spilling, everybody's gonna get involved. All the secrets are gonna be coming out for everybody. Melody's already sat down and said that Tisha, she wouldn't tell Tisha anything because Tisha wouldn't believe her. Tisha's seen evidence in her phone and she's still not believing what she's seen in her phone. So I understand where Melody's coming from. People are saying that Mel's attitude is stink, but she's kind of in a no-win situation. When she has something to say, she's wrong. Now she doesn't have anything to say, she's still wrong.
I hear you. I hear you. Um, if it was me and I fell out with Royer, Sebastian, Robin, E, Curve, Shan, is everyone else the problem, or could it possibly be me? But I'll stay there.
There's
Go ahead, H.
okay. Um, I do hear what you're saying, but can anybody actually tell me what Melody's done wrong?
Okay, we're going to final words. We'll go there next week.
She lied for
Shan,
one.
I'd like
Shan,
to
your
know
final
too.
words,
Sneaky.
Shan. Your final
I
words,
think
Shan.
I think Melody's sneaky a little bit. I do like her.
Mm-hmm.
For next season, I'm over the Tisha. Can you hear me? I'm sorry, I just got to
Yeah,
the
we can
gym.
hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, okay. So I'm over Tisha's story and Marshall's story. Yawn, Destiny, bye. Welcome, Stormy. Carlos did good. It was a good reunion. Um, yeah, and people are thinking that we were saying, oh, if Tisha is staying with Marcel if he cheated, whatever. I have no problem. Like, that's not my relationship. If you want to stay with the guy who cheated on you, do you, boo? Best of luck. But it's like you're pretending like we're slow, and we're not slow. And that's it. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me on.
Thank you for being here.
Have a good
What's
day,
left to
Diva,
know?
and
I
everybody.
think, you know what? I think it would be shocking what's left to know. And I will say this. Now I get it. I think y'all are correct. The reason why they said don't say it because it will open Pandora's box and then everybody's secrets will be let out. So yeah, that's why
Yep.
they're telling Destiny to shut her mouth. Okay, Lorraine said Mel said on an interview that she was upset when the reunion started. Some of the cast wanted to use her luxury cars that she paid for to pull up to the reunion, not the cars production provides. Okay.
Yeah, that was on Twitter. Yeah, that was all over Twitter.
All right. Robin, your final words. But
He was
okay,
trying
here's
to
the
steal
thing
her
though.
car.
Just to I'm gonna let you go, Robin. But just to tag on to this. So you're that mad
Well,
about the wanting to use your cars? I still don't get it.
they tried to steal it. That's what happened. Like
Oh,
they went
please.
and
She
lied
wasn't
or
trying to.
something.
She wasn't perpetrating the fraud.
Yeah, they went and lied and told whoever her driver was that they were supposed to get in the car and drive somewhere or something. But the driver called Mill and asked Mill. She said no. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of junk. I
It's
mean,
giving
yes.
high school.
But
It's,
Melody's the
it's,
mastermind.
it's not giving
If you
high school.
don't
You know
like
what
me,
it's
don't
giving?
use me.
It's giving what somebody, I remember what cast. Oh, that man, that tall man who called himself P.O., who was on that a couple of seasons or last season, 2 seasons ago, of Ready to Love.
Ready to love,
Right?
Paul
He
Pio.
said, "Oh, that was my car they used." Remember that, right, Shan?
Oh yeah,
That's what
Robin.
it's
Oh my
giving.
God, we
It's
gotta talk
giving
about Ready to
owners
Love.
low budget is what it's giving. But let me go here. Let me say my final word.
I wonder what would have happened if Melody went up to their car and wanted to try to drive around in their car, what they would have called it, with as much hate as they have for her, for saying, for they blame her for what Martell said about the 20 ladies. She gets all the heat for that. They have no words for Martell. You
True.
know what
Right,
I'm saying? So what would they
right,
do to her if she tried to do what they did about the car? They would call it
right.
stealing just the same.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
would
Let me
call it
do final.
worse.
It
My
would be
final
messy.
word.
But Robin, your final words.
My final word to this, as relates to the reunion,
Mm-hmm.
I found part one very intriguing and interesting and fire.
Mm-hmm.
Two held my interest. I know in part two, I still want to like kind of like slap Carlos King a bit because he is messier than I am black. In
Mm-hmm.
that if he can sit up there and say, if he could sit up there and ask Destiny why she was on the show, like she put herself on the show, like
That
he
part.
didn't have nothing to do with it. I didn't appreciate that. So he's
Right.
in the ninja file. And I will say I look forward to part three because I expect that after part three, I'm going to have a whole lot of really choice words to roast Carlos King on, by, and about. And the last thing I'm going to say is buenas noches. Good night.
Yeah.
Yes, Robin.
Buenas
Thanks.
noches,
Okay,
Auntie
so wait.
Robin.
Yep, that's D said, did Tisha take accountability for the Team Wifey shirt and tennis shoes like she was ready to fight at Galentine's? All right, we got to talk about it. Okay, Sebastian, your final word.
Hello, hello, that's true. She
Final
got it
Hit
from her
that
word
like button,
mama.
everybody. Hit that like button.
and
Yeah, part
subscribe.
three. Hold on one second. I'm coming to you, Sebastian. Yeah, part three looks emotional because Carlo King breaks down in a whole bunch of tears. He's concerned for Martell. Listen,
Carlos
it
King
didn't
to back
take
to
Carlos
listen.
King to tell us that Martell is still in love with Melody, but as quiet as it's kept, as quiet as it's kept, all the male fans out there, Mel is still in love with Martell also. But go ahead, Sebastian.
Carlos in love
Thank
with
you.
Martell as well.
Well, I didn't. All right, now see
That's
you.
the
Go ahead,
biggest
Sebastian. Go
elephant in the
ahead,
room.
Sebastian. Because
That's the biggest
they
one.
about to take this train off the track. Go ahead,
All the
Sebastian.
time.
Okay,
I'm in love too. No.
We know, Shan. We know.
Go ahead, Sebastian. What's your final word?
we're gonna call a spade a spade. I've said this from day one that Melody still has feelings for Martell, and she can't accept the fact that Martell could move on. Just the same way Martell can't accept the fact that Melody can move on.
Mm-hmm.
Melody is
Those
messy.
two, I'm gonna let you finish, Sebastian. Those two still want each other.
Hmm.
They still want to be together. And I think if it wasn't for the lights, cameras, action, they
Thank
would be
you.
together. But
Thank
that's
you.
just
Sorry, Miss
me. But go
Jackson.
ahead.
You are 100% true. You are
Agree. Agree.
100% right. Okay? And Melody is messy. I don't like how
Yeah.
she's not held accountable. She's not. And I am a mellometer. And I have to accept the fact that they do have special treatment towards Melody. But you know what? They may have to because Melody and Martell are the creators of this show. They're the ones who pitched this show to own. So I kind of see where they have to have special treatment towards them.
Mm-mm.
But
Ain't the same show.
But
we,
just like with everything
It
else, it was
ain't
more
the same show.
melodies than Martell's.
yes, it was more Melodies than Martell's, but you see both of their names though. Um, we can't forget the fact that this is the first reunion we're really seeing Kimmy have a backbone, talking to Destiny as if Destiny was her husband's mistress.
That's
Like
how she was doing Destiny. She was doing Destiny
she,
dirty.
she was talking to her like this was her husband's mistress.
Yeah, she sure did. She was coming at Destiny sideways. And to the point where she said, you maybe you don't this ain't the show for you.
Uh-huh.
Another thing is
Somebody
Destiny.
said I was smoking. What are you smoking? Hold on. Michelle, Diva, I love you for being I'm sorry, guys. Grown enough to let people voice their opinion because some of these podcasters are in love with Melody and will block you if you say something negative about her. Listen, over here, we listen, we do what we do over here, okay? You can say what you gotta say. Y'all don't have to like nothing I say. It's everybody's opinion, and we welcome everybody's opinion, okay? We gotta
Amen.
hear
You
different
just
sides.
That's
Amen,
right. You
Right
just
on.
Sebastian.
got to fight Sebastian.
That's right. Diva, what are you smoking? I'm not smoking tonight. Chef Kev is not on the train, so the train is f-
Alcohol free.
alcohol free. Thank you, Robin. I couldn't figure it out. He may be here tomorrow when we're doing trending topics, okay? But yes, Sebastian, finish with your final word because I got to close out.
Another thing is, as I said, Destiny is ghetto as well as Stormy, but Destiny's ghetto-ness comes with aggressiveness as well. Destiny's very aggressive. When you want
Hmm.
to call a black woman aggressive on TV, Destiny's the
I
best
agree.
example to call aggressive.
I'm a black
Destiny.
woman, and I agree with that
That's
statement.
Destiny is aggressive, very aggressive. I get very triggered when I see her talking. Not just talking, the actions, the eyes. They're very conniving. They're very mischievous. Like something's about to happen.
Sebastian.
I said what I
Yeah.
said. I stand by it. Thank
Sebastian.
you for
I
me.
think
Have a
that
good
she's
night.
stank. I don't think she's aggressive at all. I think she's just stank. That's
Yeah,
just me.
she
Sorry.
just
I didn't mean to.
Fresh.
all
That
right,
was
That's
my
guys.
just me
final
talking
word.
on mute.
Wait. Hold on, guys, because my throat is hurting. I'm over here choking. Keisha's world said yes. I got blocked, timed out. I love that y'all are welcome. They call me a hater and a troll. Yeah, it gets a little rough in these YouTube streets. Listen, over here we're good as long as you don't come at the person personally who is talking. Don't mind if you disagree. Y'all ain't got to agree with nothing.
Mm.
Nothing that comes out of my mouth. And we're good with that. You know, the train gets a little shaky. Yes, not. Yeah, we're not ejecting nobody from the train, Fifi. Over here, you can stay on the train, but you got to be 10 toes down. If you got your opinion, don't back down. Don't back down and give us some facts. Y'all threw some facts out. I said, what was her storyline? And y'all gave me like 10 stories. I said, okay, all right, I can accept that. We got to teach. Each one teach one, so to speak, right? If I missed it with my eyes, y'all let me know. Like, no. But I'm gonna
Eva,
this is where I'm coming to you, but this is where y'all not gonna change my mind. Kimmy had too much energy for Destiny, and I want to know what is going on. Yes, E,
Mhm.
and then we're closing out.
They gave you 10 storylines, all right, but those storylines were from 2 years ago. So we're talking about storylines from 2023. So I want people to come
Thank
back.
you.
Let's see what she does next year, because this Seventh Avenue, that was 2 years ago. Okay, this one speaking engagement out of 365 days out of the year. Come on, Diva. 365 days out of the year, just one speaking. I'm not doing this. Not today.
All right,
That's
guys,
one more
listen.
than Tisha had.
Oh,
Tisha
shot
never have a baby.
And
strong,
they already
shot
have
strong.
heavy, heavy.
Listen, all right, guys, here's the deal. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. Tomorrow night, trending topics. The train pulls out of the station, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time sharp. It's going to go down. We got some good trending topics. I hope to see you there. As you leave the building, hit that like button.
But
Thank you all for being here. Your opinions are welcome. We're okay. I'll see you next time. Reunion part 3 next week. Get your tissue ready, okay? Get your tissue ready because
and your
Carlos Q
Triangles.
is the
Get your
triangle, okay?
triangle ready.
Get your
Your
triangle ready
triangles.
because Carlos King is having an emotional time, okay? And can we see the Whitlows maybe Skype? They doing them dirty.
No,
It-
they can stay home.
Yeah, we
Goodbye,
don't need to
y'all.
see
Good
any
night.
baby bumps.
Love you guys. Bye. Thanks
Peace
for
good
out.
being here,
night.
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
That
Oh,
was
you